You're tuned into RX Radio. Movement prescribed. Brought to you by Prescript.com. A personalized approach to keeping you healthy and making your best even better. Your hosts, Dr. Jordan Shallow and Dr. Jordan Ginta.
We're getting like
I think because I game a lot. And I have a headset that's always on this side.
Stop it. You're
Yeah,
one of those?
Well, I game a bit here and there.
Now, do you Twitch?
I don't.
Good. That's so, like, I don't know. I'm having a hard time with, like,
I don't
2020,
know.
2021, and that's my biggest aversion. It's like, I know Hollingshead is, like right about it.
Loves the Twitch.
But I don't get the idea. And, hey, whatever. Do your thing. You like playing video games, that's fine. But watching people play video games, I don't understand.
It's a whole thing.
I know. That's a problem. It's so concerning to me. So, like, I don't think – I was on the fence about having kids, and then I'm like, wait a minute. Is this what people are doing? They're watching people do. They're not even doing it. Like I remember being a kid and like playing video games, like N64.
Yeah.
My mom's like, what are you doing? Well, at least I was fucking doing it, man. Like I was grinding rails and I was doing all this shit. Yeah. Now they're watching people do it.
Watching it is a strange thing, very strange.
But that's like
for me, people say, why don't you do it? Why don't you do it? I'm like, you know what? Gaming for me is like my outlet outside of what I do. It's just fun. For me to game a little bit here and there. Because I used to play when I was younger. Just kind of kept it up, like Call of Duty, whatever.
But is part of that due to the fact that you always kind of have eyes on you? And like have had eyes on you for – because how old are you?
27. Yeah.
How long have you been doing this shit for?
Well, like 9 years.
Dude, you're almost 10 years in and you're fucking 27?
Yeah.
But like that's the thing is you can't go anywhere. You're so in like Pure is nice because it's like – hey, what's up, man? Like, you can see Antoine walk in, and fuck, I don't feel like that. Fuck, yeah, whatever. Whereas, like, you go anywhere in public with you, I'd imagine is a nightmare.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, if they work out, usually, they might know me.
But no, even that, man. Like, you got to get you're such a fucking, like, I get stopped, like, bro, like, were you playing the NFL? Like, no, you have no idea what NFL players look like. But you must get stopped by people who have no idea what
sometimes,
you do.
Sometimes, yeah, for sure.
Like, once a day? Like, you can't go to the grocery store.
Yeah, if you go to the grocery store, someone's saying something.
Oh, God. So I can understand now why you wouldn't want people in your grill when you're playing video games.
Yeah, because that's what it would turn. It's like it'd be like 101 questions, And like when I'm playing, I'm focused. Like I play serious.
Actually,
I love it. Yeah.
You're in, like, what is the Nazi zombie game? That was a bold marketing move, I thought. I know. Let's use Nazi zombies.
No, my game of choice though is Warzone. Call of Duty. Do you know? No,
dude. If it's not GoldenEye 007, the second they put that on some streaming platform,
you're on Twitch.
I'm coming for everyone.
You're gonna be on Twitch.
I'll fucking ruin everyone's life. Put me back. Give me like a PP7 and a mission. Over. I can't. But, dude, the games are too hard now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have the fine motor skills. Like, I'm just too old.
It's these kids, it's like the second language. They're just like the controllers are so good.
Does that bother you? Like, that you just get dusted? Especially being like a behemoth of a human being. Like, look, kid, if I showed up at your doorstep, I'd ruin your phone. It'd be a no good, very bad day.
Yeah. No. I had to, I get a bigger. I got like a special controller. It's a little bigger.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah. Do you have one of those chairs?
Not a gaming chair, but I got the executive chair.
Okay.
It's nice.
All right. Because Q's into gaming too, right?
Q is, yeah.
He was like PS5s were going like Supreme t-shirts when they first came out.
Yeah, you couldn't get, people are selling them for like $1,500.
That's insane.
And they're like, I don't know, retail like $700 or something.
I don't understand the aftermarket market on the whole.
Crazy. I mean, it's just people are going crazy for them.
Do you think a lot of that's to do with COVID, or is that just the way it was going? I never paid attention.
It must be because, like, everyone's stuck at home. I don't know, but then I felt like maybe people wouldn't have as much money because they're like not working and like.
How much CERB?
They're still sold.
How much CERB do you think went towards like the CRB?
Well, yeah, a lot of it.
Just all of that, right, all of that games. Stimulus check went right into the video game
for
platform.
Sure. Yeah.
Now, do you has it been nice to you? Like, nice for you? I know you're in Europe for a bit, but it's been nice to be able to, like, let some of the attention and stuff fall away? Like, because you're not having to travel as much as you normally would. Has that been, like, a bit of a relief?
For sure. I mean, I as far as, like, content goes, I'll be doing, like, two videos a week on YouTube.
Okay.
Training in the gym here at Pure. not a lot of stuff outside of the gym that I'm filming right now, but really just focusing like every day, trying to get better, you know, and bigger.
Does the social media side ever get like aggravating? Like, you've seen the old guard come up and be like, wow, like you should be training and all that shit. Where I feel like you're of the new generation, like I get to see you guys train.
Yeah.
You're still about the training first.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
like
for sure,
there's that YouTube push of kids who's like, you know, the Gymshark crowd where they don't give a fuck about the training outcome.
Right.
But
They make it look fun or pretty or whatever,
Right.
but they don't. A lot of them, they don't love it.
Right.
They're just doing it because people like to watch it, or I don't know.
Do you have an axe to grind with that? Like, because I would consider you guys over there like purists in bodybuilding for sure.
Yeah.
But you know how to play the game.
Yeah. I don't know. I love to train. I mean, you have to love it. You for sure have to love it. You know, the food's after that. You know, that's the hardest part.
But do you feel like, and at any way, do you feel animosity towards people who leverage bodybuilding to their own personal game without loving it and like doing all the stuff that you guys have to do?
I don't know. It doesn't bug me. I mean, they're doing their thing. They're making money. They're killing it. It's okay. You know, you go ahead. I mean, I guess my thing is I stay in my lane. You know, I'm just doing my thing, and they do theirs, and it can like you can laugh about whatever and make a joke, but I don't get too bothered.
I remember I was at the Olympia 2 years ago. And I think in 10 minutes I saw Lee Priest walk by, and this was before like Lee was ruffling everyone's feathers and talking a bunch of shit. Dude, he did a thing about Fuad that made me laugh so hard. But Fuad's gonna watch us get real choked.
Just ruthless.
And Tom Platz. I saw them walking, and no one paid any attention to them. Just
so weird.
Walking right through the expo, yet there was a lineup down the block for some buddy, what's his face, Gymshark kid, and I was like, I don't know if I want to be a part of this.
Crazy how powerful it is.
Yeah, but to me, it's like there should be like an homage. Like you should have to pay your respect.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know what would that be. I mean, does the young kids they don't know who that is, or
well, I think they're just in it for the wrong reasons, man.
Yeah,
like how many people got into training now because of? I mean, when I started lifting weights, you just didn't film anything.
Yeah.
Right. Like I was 15. I've been doing this. I don't know, Lundo. How long have we been doing this for? 15 years. Probably, give or take. It's like that wasn't even. My cell phone didn't have a camera.
No.
That idea was an alien concept.
Yeah.
So I
remember Instagram was out for. I was working out. Instagram was out, but I didn't even have it.
Yeah.
You know, I had Facebook. I remember, but I didn't post. You know.
When did you start to see the writing on the wall and be like, okay, this is something that these are tools that I need to document? Because you have a stupid following.
Yeah. I think it all came in with like, you know, when I started to do shows, right?
Okay.
Then I was like, you know what, this is fun. I want to share it. You know, I'm like, it's the process, and then like being able to share it and then relate with other people, it motivated me. You know, because then they're getting motivated. They're pushing me too. You know, it's kind of like a spin off each other.
Yeah.
You know, and I enjoy it.
It never felt as a compulsion.
No, it was like just like. It's not like I have to do this, but I want to do it.
Right.
You know.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of sports now, like, you know, I work with a handful of fighters, and it's like some of the conversations I have to have with them is like, look, man, you got to be like a shameless self-promoter.
Yeah.
Right. Like you're an asset to this company.
You're your business.
Right.
Yeah.
But in larger part, I mean, you probably more than anyone are your own business. Is it at any point along the way when it went from like, look, I just want to share this and it's cool? Did it turn into like, okay, this is now compulsory? Like, what was your first contract?
Yeah, like the first contract that I ever took was just free products. You know, free products.
Get out of it. How old?
Yeah. 19, I think.
So just like pre-workout.
Yeah.
Was it a company or was it a shop?
Yeah, so I worked as a manager at a supplement store. Body Systems, and then the house brand was Blue Star, and they gave me like X amount of product per month, and then I worked at the store too. So it was kind of like it was kind of cool. I mean, to start off, you know.
Well, that's everything. Like I remember when I first got sponsored, that conversation of like, how do you get sponsored?
Yeah,
everyone wants you, and then you get sponsored, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, this is it. We've made it on like 4 posts a month. And then I remember signing the contract and feeling like now it's an obligation.
Yeah. Now
it. I don't want to say it became less fun, but then it was like definitely a bit. Do you remember that? Like, do you have that shift in mindset where you're like, okay, I gotta post?
Where it's like obligated. Yeah, I don't know. I guess sometimes it could be. Depends on phases too. You know, it's a little harder maybe to create content off season, but maybe that's an excuse. You know,
Yeah.
it's like pre-contest. You can't. Most pictures are good. You know, videos are good. You're in good shape.
Yeah.
You know, so, and only so many people appreciate seeing you add that size, because it's not always the prettiest. You know, you're a little bit, you're holding water. You know, you're getting bigger, but it's phases, right? It's like you have to accept that, and some people don't. It's not as pretty from the outside,
right?
But once you start getting shredded again, and people like the abs, and it's like.
Can you see a difference, like in tracking like engagement statistics, like when you put up something and you're just dumb shredded?
Huge difference.
See, I like your fat guy pictures the best.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it.
I'm a big fan. I'll double tap if I could. That's
Sweet.
that to me is always so disheartening about like seeing what the public actually likes.
Yeah. Well, you see, a perfect example, like the Gymshark or whatever, the little guys, they just have abs.
The little guys. Ouch. Okay. Regan just put you in the corner. No, good. Fuck it. They are. Who cares?
Yeah, they're like fitness models, Yeah. Which is fine. They're doing their thing.
Dude, there's no way you can sit with quads like that and not sound condescending. Everything you say that sounds nice, you just sound like a dick because you're huge.
Oh, no.
But no, I get what you're saying. But at the end of the day, I've always felt that they are leveraging the hard work, because the Olympia wouldn't exist. The Olympia wouldn't exist without bodybuilders. So the expo where you're fucking peddling your shit wouldn't exist for the guys who are actually doing the damn thing. And then you see a Tom Platz or you see a Lee Priest just walking through this expo. That must be such a weird experience for them.
Yeah, for sure. Like for them not to get the respect that they deserve. I
well,
guess,
yeah, because it's like everyone there is standing on to a certain degree.
They built it. They they were part of it.
Yeah,
part of building
it would be nothing.
Up.
It wouldn't be. You wouldn't have an Instagram account to sell anything from. And then here are the new wave of bodybuilding fans.
The new social media era, I guess. Yeah.
Because I can't I'm over with Instagram. It's it.
Yeah.
TikTok came around. Weird China shit, whatever. It's like your boy's out. I can't do this anymore.
No.
But I feel like TikTok is the new bodybuilding.
Crazy.
We're like the bodybuilding.
You know what's weird? I'm not
media.
even really on it. I'm not even really on TikTok.
Good.
Yeah.
I think that bodes well.
Yeah.
But I think
I
you're
like it.
Because how many other bodybuilders? Because you competed at the Olympia last year.
Are in?
You were at the Olympia last year, right?
16, yeah.
How many other, what was the next closest bodybuilder in men's open to your age?
I think Antoine, or would it be Antoine, I think?
So AV is what, early 30s?
Yeah.
34?
33, 34.
So, dude, that's...
Yeah, 6 years, I think he's 6 years older.
So you were the youngest in the O by 6 years.
Yeah.
Why do you think that there aren't as many guys your age at your level?
I think it's just buckling down, not being an idiot, just getting it done every day, consistent, and just having it. If that's what you want, you're gonna do what you need to do.
Right.
Whereas I feel like a lot of people maybe just screwing around. It's not focusing.
What is when you say screwing around? When you see contemporary, because you started competing.
You gotta go all in.
Sure.
I remember when I started, I would work. I'd work this job full time, and I'd pick up side work. I'd train people in the gym after hours to make the money that I needed to pay for the stuff to get where I needed to get to.
Right.
It was there wasn't. Everyone's kind of. I feel like some people are just kind of half in. And it's if you want it, you got to go all in. I was paycheck to paycheck, whatever I had for the diet. It's expensive in itself. So it's just I think. The young guys are you got to give it everything you got.
When was the switch for you? When was you oh shit, okay, I got to work this many jobs to be able to do this?
Yeah, pretty much, just kind of going up the ranks, doing the first show in 2012 was my first one. It was 19. It was my 19th birthday, actually, and then I think once I turned pro is when I officially got the first sponsorship that I could actually stop, working, a full-time 9-to-5 job and just focus on bodybuilding, creating content, and being a bodybuilder full-time, which was awesome. This was life-changing, once that happened.
How old were you with that?
That would have been 22, I think.
Okay, so first show at 19, pro at 22.
Yeah, 22, 23, I think it was.
So but 19 must have been a hustle, though, right? What do you think the biggest obstacle in coming out of amateurs and making pro is?
Resilient. Like just just keep going after it. Because it's like what happened with me is I did the Arnold, Ohio, and I got second place to the guy that won his pro card there. And then I was like, oh man, like, I could have just shut it down and say, okay, I'll do next show next year. But because I was like right there, and an example is my last year too, I did the same thing. But just, we weren't going for a pro card, we were going for an Olympia qualification. Whereas like there at the Arnold, I got second. And then I'm like, hey, Brazil's in 3 weeks. So I just kind of like tried to get better, went out to Brazil. I mean, I had to get a visa, like you had to do all these things. All the money I had to get out there, I was broke. But
really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So I remember you got your pro card at the Arnold Brazil.
Arnold Brazil, yeah. So I won that, and then I got my first good contract, which was awesome. Yeah.
What do you like when you flip through the pages of your bodybuilding career? Is it the first win? Is it the pro card? Is it the Olympia? Or is it something totally obscure? Like what stands out in your bodybuilding career?
Win for sure. Yeah, because once that happened, and this is the thing that could be also, like if you turn pro, you don't automatically just make a living.
Right.
Like it's not.
It's like, oh, here's all your money, sir.
Yeah. You don't just get $1 million contract off of turning pro. It's all that lead up to it. So like a company has to see value in you, in order to sponsor you. So.
But at that point, you've already.
But I was posting videos like every day leading up to that.
Was that with the intent and purpose behind posting was to build value, or was that just something? It was
more because I just enjoyed it. It's fun to kind of share what you're doing because you're just kind of in this like bubble where you're just you're going for your next meal, your sleep, your train, and then you're taking this content, sharing it with the world was kind of cool.
When you give advice, because I'm sure you get asked a lot, like from young bodybuilders, how much of the advice that you give is geared around like social media presence, is geared around content creation, or how much is geared more towards like the actual training? Yeah.
Whenever I'm like an expo, like the number one question is just like, how do you get bigger? Like it's always the question. I want to get big like you, or
Does
whatever.
That sound like that to me just sounds like a stupid question?
But like it is, but it's just like, I don't know why it's so simple, it really is. It's like, but then I say, well, how much are you eating? And they say, well, I'm eating this and I'm not gaining weight. Well, eat more.
Right.
It's like,
it's not
no, it's like, you just need to eat more. Yeah. And so when you think you're eating enough, you're not, you need to eat again.
Does that get frustrating?
It's the hardest part for sure.
No, I mean, does that get
like the
fielding that question?
I mean, I get it. Like, they think there's some secret or
right.
something, but there's not,
But I mean, you must have lineups. Yeah. Like, how long is the longest you've spent in a booth in an expo?
I'm probably like all day. Like, yeah.
Oh,
like nine to 6 or something.
I couldn't do the whole. Everyone does the handshake, but the flex and the bicep. The thing I never understood at expo is
take 1,000 pictures.
But it's like, why would you try and flex on the biggest people in the world?
Yeah, I just let everyone have it. I don't care.
Well, yeah, because you're the one going on stage. I've never understood. Like, I went to my first Olympia 4 years ago, and I saw guys walking around in stringers.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Like, are you Ronnie Coleman? Then no. Then put a fucking shirt on, you loser. Oh man,
it's not your time,
dude. I got like half foot in the door with bodybuilding and half foot out, so I can kind of see it from perspective.
You see it from an outside, but you're inside too.
But the thing is, like in talking with like you guys, like Frank and AV and Dorian and that, I feel like all of you guys from a mindset perspective have a good idea, like a good. You got your boots on the ground. Right, you know what it is, right? Like it's got to be to a certain degree a means to an end. Like, how long do you think you're doing this for?
I mean, I want to do I would like to go to the Olympia 10 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's a goal.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got 1 down, 9 to go.
Geez, I've never said this before.
It's on record now. Now you got to do it.
It's on your podcast.
Yeah. Well, so like 3 people and my mom are going to see it. So
I
it'll be
guess
fine.
that's fine then.
So wait, why 10?
So 2020 to 2030.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's every year you got to qualify.
Every year. Interesting. Yeah. So don't stop me. Whoever's try not to stop me. I'm going to do it.
So do you have any other shows earmarked throughout the calendar year? Because you'll have earned. Because if I remember this correctly, you did. You were Spain.
Yeah. First one was
Romania.
Yeah. First one was Spain, then UK,
then, right?
Then Romania. Yeah.
So with the Romania win, secured you next year's.
Yeah. So the Spain one was really close. I was really high on points.
Right.
I think it was like third in points for the Olympia for 2020.
Right.
And I went to Spain. I think I got like fourth or fifth, and it was just enough points to get my spot
This year.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. And then I was like, okay, UK Pro show was in like 3 weeks later, and it's like I was like, I'll stay here in Spain, go over the UK show. That was a qualifier for 2021, so I was like, okay, that's the first one. Maybe I'm in shape. I might as well just keep pushing it. Because, I mean, what would be better than to do the Olympia and then be able to just focus all year? So I did UK. I got second. So that was kind of like
Jimmy won that, eh?
I'm like,
Hollingshead?
Yeah.
Yeah, hometown crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked good. I'm just saying, I don't know. Maybe.
Just political, I think. No,
I
I'm
think
joking.
so.
I'm joking. No, he looked great.
Yeah,
man.
no,
Guy has added a lot of size.
Yeah.
He has done really well, and he's going to keep getting better by the looks of it.
Dude, yeah, ever since Jimmy started working with Tour, he just
packing it on.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like got well over 300 with good conditioning.
It's crazy.
He's a homie.
It's really
He's a good dude.
Really good.
And then so from the UK you did
from the UK, then we went over to Romania, and that was like fourth, fifth, second. I'm like, this next one's got to be it.
Lock.
I got to be able to lock it down. And yeah, so we went over to Romania and was able to get that win, and that got me to the 2021 Mr. Olympia.
So now this year is all just
for that
Olympia.
Yeah.
Is it? How do you take the L's? Like how is like going like getting fourth?
Yeah.
Like that's because dude, bodybuilding drives me fucking insane.
Not happy about it. I mean, I don't.
All right.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, I struggle with that pitching because I've known you for I don't know 6 months or something.
Yeah.
But you've never not been happy.
Yeah. Trying to be happy.
But like, dude, you've had some shit where it's like you deserve a day to not be happy.
True.
So what is it like? All right, maybe the UK is a bad example, but you're in Spain and you get fourth. And you're like, what? Because everyone's looking at you,
right? Yeah,
you can't be like, what the fuck is
this?
this?
You know what? I think what's nice is that you get fourth, but then like it can go both ways. But like when people are all like coming, I had you like second, I had you winning, I had you second.
Hate that.
It's like it'd be nice, but it didn't happen. Right. Like maybe it's nice that you think that, but let's get it next time. And like I'll leave like that night, I'll be like fourth place. I'm not happy, but I'm like, you know what? This is just the way. You can't control that. It's like that's what the judges thought that day. You can only go home and get better.
How quickly can you just spend that displeasure? I don't want to call it anger, but like they call your name fourth place, you're like,
I think like that night of the show, I'll just go eat with some friends and stuff, try to have a good time.
Yeah.
And then like, you go to bed like, damn. Like,
what was the worst one?
I
mean, the second at Columbus must have been difficult before going down to Brazil.
Yeah, that was cool, but it was also like, wow, what an experience, because Columbus, like I was on that expo stage where there's like thousands of people. It was crazy. It was really cool, That was the first real experience on a big stage.
So what was the worst? What was the worst placing? Not like worst placing as far as numbers, but worst where you're like,
Oh boy, I would have to say, like this was it.
You got one?
Yeah,
go.
Yeah. So I turned pro, right, and then my pro debut year, I did in 2017. I did the Chicago Pro, and then I got fifth in my first pro show, which was like, okay, I was pretty happy.
Yeah,
like it's sweet. I had no idea where I would kind of line up. I was definitely smaller, but my condition was good and like shape was there. So I got fifth, and then I did the next show, Vancouver Pro.
Right.
And I got second in my second pro show, and I was like, oh, I really wanted that. Because I was like, damn, imagine like first year going to Olympia. After that, I went to California for a month, prepped for the Tampa Pro, and then I got like sixth, which was like probably my worst showing. Just didn't fall over very good, didn't peak properly, and that's gonna happen. But
so that was the worst?
Maybe, yeah. That's hard. When you don't win, I mean, every loss is a loss, so.
Yeah, but I feel like you have the most optimistic perspective.
Yeah, I don't get too beat up from it.
Yeah.
I'm like, this sport's very subjective. It depends who's on the panel. Like they either like your look or they don't. Like for instance, like Big Ramy's look, biggest guy, by far. no one's bigger than him. But then maybe someone else's physique is prettier to look at.
Right.
You know, but he's the champ. You know, so it kind of just depends on who's judging.
Now,
know?
what do you like? Because I kind of know enough about it, and like I've had enough friends that compete at the pro stage. Like when the judges talk to you after, and they tell you why you placed where you did.
Yeah.
Like what do they tell you? I never. Yeah. I saw you in AV before you left, and I was like, well, certainly there's no one on the planet that looks crazier than what I'm looking at right here.
Thanks.
It's impossible. But then it's like, what does a judge say to that? Like, what do you hear?
I think my biggest issue, and I've been working with Dorian now for a couple of years, is and they kept telling me the same thing over and over. Is like I would come out like into 2019 when I did Japan and Romania Pro. I got third place both times, and I was up there with Cedric McMillan, you know, and I was like, damn, like this is crazy. This guy's gonna make me look tiny, you know. And I get up there and I was holding my own, and I was like, this is sweet, but. Yeah, I don't know. I keep every time that I do a show, the judges always say that I come out rocking, I'm good, and then I'm like I'm tight, I'm sharp, and then I start to fade. And I think it's maybe something to do with the way that I peek into the show, or maybe it's just young muscle, you know. And by the time you're posing, you start to lose lines.
Interesting.
Yeah, which is crazy.
I struggle so much with like the bodybuilding. I don't know what it means. Someone's like, I feel flat today. I was like, really? Because I would have thought you looked full today.
Right.
I look like I'm holding onto water. It's like I would have thought you looked dry. I have no idea what to look for.
I know. So that's what they said. Like I think even one of them said like at that show when you came out, I had you beating Cedric, and I'm like, wow, like that's crazy. But then he said we had you pose and just kept fading away, I guess. You know?
How do you deal with like the adulation? How do you deal with like the not, I don't want to say lack of a better word, but like for people who just like people that just idolize you. It's so, I don't want to say strange, like you're not worthy of it, but that has to be a weird thing as a human being to have people like say some of the shit they say to you. How do you deal with that? Is that pressure? Like the kid would be like, oh my God, like you're my idol or you're my hero.
No, it's really cool. It's like, wow, it's pretty crazy, you know? Yeah. I don't know.
But what do you like? I'm trying to imagine you having a conversation with a 20-year-old that goes, "You're my hero."
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I've been there too. You know, when I was 19, 20, there was like bodybuilders, so I was like, damn, like I want to be there. You know, so maybe I've been in that shoe. You know. So
but I think with you, it's like that's realistic. Like you probably, when you were that age, you knew these guys by name, and everyone's like, "Yo, you gotta keep eyes on this kid. Like this kid's coming up." Yeah. So it's a different sort of like where there's just the fitness industry is what side of the booth are you on? That's the fitness industry. Are you behind the booth for 9 hours kissing babies?
True.
Or are you a consumer? And it's like, how do you, is it inspiring? Does it give you anxiety?
No, it's motivating, I think, you know, because it's like, you know, they're looking up to it, and then hopefully it's bettering them, you know, hopefully it's getting them back in the gym. And, you know, maybe they're not going to go out on a professional level, but, you know, just getting them in the gym is probably, you know, bettering themselves. Yeah. So
you don't like when you put stuff out, like how do you approach the content side of things? Like knowing the impact that you have. Like for example, I mean I work with some guys and they don't stay in their lane. Right. They're professional athletes that are going off about politics or COVID crap. Yeah. It's like do you have a conscious filter when you go into like social media or YouTube or anything like that? As far as like I probably shouldn't say that, or I should probably just, or is it just this is just who?
I think it's been great because I just show me, you know, and I think like other people, like other guys, they put on a character or they like try to be somebody, and it must be exhausting, you know. Yeah, I can imagine. It must be exhausting. So I just, you know, the content side for me is I put out what I do, you know. So it's like if I'm eating this, I show that. If I'm training like this, I'll show you how I train, you know, and it's pretty just. Yeah. Now,
outside of training, like what other than video games? What like what's a like? I don't want to say what's a day in the life, but if you could hit the pause button for like a week and be like, okay, you get maybe even you'll make the same progress as if you did train. Yeah. All things equal, what would you do with that? Would you still be in the gym?
Well, I for sure. Yeah. I would still do my workout because it makes me feel good. Right. When you don't train, when the training and the diet's off, I'm not as happy of a guy.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I don't know. If that's good, we're good.
But like travel, movies, music.
Yeah, I love to travel. love music. Like I love to travel. I mean, I was in Spain there. I just stayed. I loved it.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's
everyone's
Dorian
like,
was
yo,
kind of like, yo,
I
have
know.
you seen Regan?
Yeah,
I was like,
coming back.
No, no one told Dorian. His
No.
fucking Regan didn't come back.
Yeah, no,
But,
but
like-
I just loved it. I embraced it. I just took it in, and yeah, there's definitely more challenges for a professional bodybuilder to be abroad, you know.
Yeah.
But I just made it happen, and it was fun. Yeah.
Have you traveled at all without work? Like without a show pending?
Yeah. Like usually after a competition season, I'll go to Mexico, you know, for a week. I went to Thailand once, Mexico, Jamaica, Cuba,
And
you know, just down south, just like kind of, reload, you know. Yeah.
What's is it mind or body? What needs the vacation?
It's both,
Yeah.
for sure. The mind. I mean, yeah, because, you know, like anything at a high level requires a lot of mental focus, right? So
Right.
it's definitely a mental reset. Yeah. And physical too. I mean, I'll take that week and I'll still actually go to the little, you know, resort gym and do like wake up in the morning, go do a little workout, a little cardio, go eat the buffet, and then go back. And then hit the beach for the day, which is just nice. But
Now going into a year like this where you're not going to kind of come up for air until after the Olympia in October, if I'm not mistaken. How do you plan to sustain this throughout the year? Like with no shows, to be like, okay, like we're gonna hit Tampa in June, July. We're gonna do the fucking New York Pro and whatever.
I mean, it's just like a little bit of a longer term goal, but like just keeping yourself accountable. You know, I work with Dorian, so every week, you know, sending in the pictures, just making sure we're progressing, and it's the biggest stage in the world, so it's like I can stay motivated. You know, I wanna really. Like last year, it was at the end. It was the fourth show. You know, I was definitely tired by the time I got there. And this year, I'm going to be able to be fresh, and I'm excited for that. Yeah.
What does like a day in the life look like now? Like you're, I don't know, you're what, 8 months out, maybe last six months out from the Olympia. Mm-hmm. What do you do to stay? I don't want to say sane.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's friends and stuff. You know, hang out, and like I like to game a little bit here and there. I actually have a dirt bike, so I like to go dirt biking sometimes.
No, stay the fuck off that. If any of your sponsors are listening, I feel like that's going to be written in the Gat's going to get on the horn and be like, you don't dirt bike.
I don't go very often, but I do enjoy it. But I used to race, so when I get to go out now, I just go like 40-50%, you know, and just kind of rip.
Now, like I would imagine the majority of your friends bodybuilding friends. Mm-hmm. Right, like most of the guys in the gym, right? You're at the mansion, you're with like fucking Q and AV all the time.
Yeah.
Is the conversation always about bodybuilding?
No.
Okay, because do you get sick of it?
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that all the time.
Okay,
yeah.
And is there ever a point where you're like, someone's talking about bodybuilding, like, yo, front relax, side tricep, I don't give a fuck, dude. Let's go kill some Nazi zombies or something.
Yeah. I mean, I'm usually pretty good. Like, you know, I don't get too bothered, but yeah.
Dude, I walk around and I hear like, and I'm like, I'm out. Where you going? Like, I'm going to curves. I want to work out there. I can't deal with it. You just like, what bothers you?
Yeah.
Does anything bother you?
Something's got to bug me.
Dude, I can think of 7 things that happened. I was telling Kyle before you walked in, I'm like, dude, the point in the day in which I say it's already been a long day is getting way too early. I was like 11 a.m. Like, fuck, it's been a long day.
It's been a long day.
But you always kind of like, hey, what's going on, man?
Yeah. You know, I'm usually pretty chill. Yeah.
Have you ever snapped? Well, wouldn't that be fucking insane? Could you imagine, like, being in the same room with this unit if you went off the chain?
Oh, no, not really. I don't get angry like that. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh my God, I need some of that. Yeah. You got to bottle that? Because, dude, I feel like because you have like the perfect solution to anyone's problem. Like, I could just rip this guy apart. Yeah. And it's just like grocery store. We were talking about the grocery store yesterday. You could physically just go. You can't just stand in the middle of the hallway, sir. Yeah, like I need to go by.
Through.
But you don't nothing. No. What about driving? You get angry when you drive?
LA traffic kind of sucks.
LA traffic. People kill themselves in LA traffic.
LA traffic sucks.
Good thing you live in Burlington.
Yeah. We're okay here.
That's insane to me. Like, I would just, to me, when it's boiled potatoes and white rice and white fish and chicken.
Ketchup.
Fuse?
Ketchup.
This big.
Put ketchup on it.
Put ketchup. No, put cheesecake on it so someone doesn't die at the end of the night. If I'm eating that, like, so what's your diet right now? Like, what's your food intake?
Right now? I think we're like 600-700 carbs a day. Like it's like 400 grams of white rice equivalent throughout the meals per meal.
So you're
times.
getting a little under a pound of rice a meal. 458 grams in a pound.
Yeah.
So you're eating almost
just shy of a pound.
Shy of
rice.
6 pounds of rice a day.
Yeah. I didn't really put it like that.
Well, let me lay it all out for you.
Yeah, please.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And then how much meat?
Meat is usually like 6 to 8 ounces. 6 to 8
so
ounces.
6 to 8 ounces, 6 times a day.
Per meal, yeah.
So we're looking at, so let's say it's 8. We got
yeah.
6 meals, that's 3 pounds.
3 pounds.
3 pounds of meat and 5 pounds of rice.
So 10 pounds of food a day.
That's, fuck's sake.
Is that a problem?
No, not if, dude. I think it's only a problem if you're not making money. That's the way I look at it. Like,
it's a lot of money.
Well, yeah, but it's the thing. It's like that's how I do with my friends who do drugs. It's like I'm doing a lot of blow. It's like, do you still have money? Like, yeah, they just don't have a problem yet. Until you start selling your furniture, you don't have a problem.
You're okay.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And you like, oh, dude, no. How often are you doing cheat meals? Like, where is
twice a week?
Twice a week?
Yeah.
What are they?
Twice a week. I usually like burger fries.
Is that a local thing? Like, I feel like all the guys.
Fries. What do you like?
I'm like, I'll go
sushi?
Pizza, sushi, steak.
Good, yeah.
I'm a sweets guy though.
Sweets.
Like, I'll go to Dimitri's
Yeah.
and I'll fucking hold court on the street.
Oof.
I don't give a fuck. Cheesecake over.
Cheesecake ruined me.
Come on, were you like a lactose guy?
Yeah, like it doesn't always sit well. Yeah.
I don't care, man.
You just let it happen.
Dude,
it's worth every minute of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So every week it's 2 burgers and fries twice a week.
Pretty much, yeah. 2 burgers, fries twice a week.
But even
I will actually for the last in a long time. Last week I had pizza.
Okay.
I actually had pizza, which usually I don't like pizza because again the cheese gets my stomach. But I think it was like Cody. Some of the guys were like this. Yeah, but this place it doesn't mess their stomach up. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a try. You know, gave it a try. It was good to go.
There is no place in the world that has bodybuilder concentrate like where we are.
No.
Like, I normalize conversations and shit I see every day in this gym, and it blows me away. Like posing to me.
Yeah.
I've like been around. Like I grew up trained in the gym that Fuad trained at, like Lifestyles on Central.
Right.
So I was like, the first time you see like someone of that size just not wearing any clothes, you're like, this is interesting. This is catching my attention. But now it's like I totally normalize it.
Yeah. It is weird though. Like it is different.
I'm so
it's like
glad you recognize that.
Yeah. No, I see it. It's like it's a very weird sport.
What do you tell people when, because I struggle with this sometimes.
Yeah.
What do you tell people, like you're in the airport somewhere and someone goes, what do you do for a living?
Yeah.
What do you tell them?
I'm a bodybuilder, but they don't no one would understand.
They do this all the time.
Yeah.
Are you a bodybuilder? It's
pick
like
things up and put them down.
Right.
Yeah.
What is this, like the old timey strong man where they wear like the brown singlets
Yeah.
and the big mustache and you just lift shit over your head?
But like, how do you do that? You don't make money from that, you know?
Do you ever like, I've just started telling people I'm a drug dealer.
Yeah.
There's no follow-up questions to that.
Probably not.
Right. Because I've had like, what do you do? It's like, I'm a power lifter. It's
wow.
like, oh.
You do you.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, that's great.
It's conversation
It's
over, right? It's just like no one's following up with like, oh, what drugs?
Well, which ones do you sell?
Yeah, that's a good one. When you're going through TSA and someone's like, oh, what do you do for a living? It's like, I'm a drug dealer.
Oh, yeah.
Works
every time.
Dude, every single
right.
There's a certain association with like being big and like almost inversely related to being successful. Have you found that?
Wait, so what was the question again?
So like I found, and at my minuscule size next to you, that people have an assumption about me that I'm not successful. People who don't know me, not that I'm like crazy successful or anything, but I live in a nice building.
Oh yeah.
And I drive like
nice
a nice car.
Yeah.
And I'm in the elevator with my gym bag, and I'm just dressed like this.
Yeah.
And I leaned down to pet this lady's dog, and she thought I was a construction worker. And she was like, oh, what floor are you working on? I'm like, ma'am, I live here.
Yeah.
Do you ever find that? Do you find people come up to you and be like, oh, like, what do you do?
Sure.
And you tell them, or like people just think you're not successful because you're spent so much time getting big?
It's like, well, we're pretty young, I guess, too. Like, you go in to buy a car. You know, it's just stuff like that, like where they don't take you. I want that car there. They're looking at you like, what do you mean? Like, you're gonna buy that? Yeah, I want that one. But like places like that, they don't take you serious. I remember for my house, I was buying like what was it, shades or something, really high end like shades.
Nice
You
place.
you hit the button and the things come down.
Yeah.
You know, and the person was so rude. Like they just like gave me no attention. You know, maybe because I was in sweatpants and a t-shirt or whatever.
Does that bother you?
I didn't like that experience. I was like, I'd never go there again.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Does any part of you like it?
What? That
I like subverting people's expectations.
Yeah, like it's fine. Like it doesn't matter.
Right.
I guess like when it comes to a customer, like a person on the street, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, but like when it's like you're being judged when you're like trying to get customer service here, you're like, you know, I don't know.
Because everywhere you go, you have like eyes on you. Like walking through the mall, does it play on you at all?
No, not really. No, it's all good.
No, or not really?
No, it doesn't bother me. No.
When did you start noticing it?
I mean, I don't think it's like too crazy. Like, I mean, people might see you and like make a little funny comment or something, you know. But I don't. I just kind of like, unless I like hear it and I might laugh, you know. But if you don't see too much.
Have you ever been ridiculed for it?
Yeah, like oh, look at that meathead or something, like, you know, like under their breath, like to a friend or something. That's like, dude, I just heard you, like, yeah.
But so in a situation like that, you're not confrontational.
No, I don't care.
Oh
like,
my god,
go
dude!
do your thing.
I just one day because like if I was that big, oh my god, everyone. What was that? What'd you say?
Yeah.
I mean, good for you. Like, and I think it's a word that gets thrown around a lot in bodybuilding. It's like ambassador for the sport, right? Because we know some people who, you know, maybe may not carry themselves in the best way to represent the sport, because it is a fairly, I don't want to say volatile, but
it's different. Yeah, for sure.
There is no
all
sport like
sorts
it.
of people.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah.
So do you carry any responsibility in how you behave as an ambassador for bodybuilding on the whole? Is that something?
I mean, I try to be professional, you know. Yeah. I mean, this is my career. This is my job, you know. So it's like, yeah, for sure.
So outside of like, we talked a little bit about sponsorships. What are, like, from the business side of things that you focus on as far as, you know, bringing to market and sharing what you do in the bodybuilding world?
Yeah, you know, like I always try to put out good content. People can, like, you know, copy the workouts and whatnot, which is kind of cool, and just sharing the experience, you know, leading up to shows and just being able to relate with everyone else. And I think some people are just kind of interested in what goes on a professional level. Is it different than what they're doing, you know? And they can I try to be transparent with that thing.
What has been like the biggest eye opener for you when it comes to like the professional side or the business side of things?
Oof. I mean, it's got to be all self-motivated. Like, no one's going to do it for you. Right. You know, you got to wake up in the morning and just get after it, and like pick up the camera. Like, you know, do it. Just do it, because if you don't, you know, you're not going to make money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's one of the hardest things to see is, like, there are people who, I think they hide behind the fact that they're quote unquote purists and they don't want to film themselves and they don't want to do that. And they end up just getting exploited. Like, how many supplement companies just exploit talented bodybuilders because the bodybuilder doesn't get out of their own way enough to establish their own business, right?
Right, true. So they're using it for their, but it's like, why not? The athlete should have that first, right? And bring that. That's the value. Like, yeah, there's value in a good, someone's got a good body or whatever, and they can use it to try. But like, it's better when it's just like natural for the athlete.
Well, it's interesting too, because like you're part of, like, I think a new wave of like self-starting entrepreneurs in the bodybuilding space, right? Like, when I think of guys on the business end, and that's pretty much how I just look at bodybuilding now, is through a business lens. It's like I look at like you and like what you're doing with your apparel and you know what you're doing with you know, working with Dorian on the training side, but also working with your supplement sponsors and working with some of your apparel sponsors. Like, you're a low key, pretty industrious cat. Yeah. Right. Like, people though, like you're a sleeper. Yeah. Unless people are paying attention and they know the business side of it, they would just be like, oh, Regan's just another bodybuilder. It's like, but he's not. Like, I guarantee you. Sure. Yeah. But like Jordan Peters, for example, he's another one that comes to mind. Yeah. Like, how much or when do you start advising people to pay attention to like that intangible side? Like, look, you're here for like not necessarily a long time. Yeah. You might want to try and
start building something up. Yeah. Looking long term. Yeah.
When did that start for you? Like, when did the long term?
Well, I mean, it's like now, you know. Yeah, for sure. And I mean, a few years, but just save your money, you know, and you know, set up for the future.
So what's the future? Like, what do you have? Like, what is your long-term goal? Like you said, 10 years straight, 2020, 2030 in the Olympia.
Yeah, definitely. Like, creating I mean, a perfect example is Jay. I think I love the way Jay's done his career.
He's the OG for sure.
Yeah, like he was coming on the backside of when social media was even a thing. I think when it was the other way, the magazines, California having to be there, he was taking full advantage, doing DVDs. So like, even though social wasn't there, he was doing everything you could do to be successful, and now that social media is there, he's all over it. It's crazy. I mean, even at his age, he's just doing it.
Yeah.
When COVID wasn't a thing, every weekend he would be somewhere shaking hands.
Sure.
Just staying busy, which is.
So for you, that's emulating that, what's on the cards for the next
same idea, creating your own brand and like right now I have like my clothing brand, so Grimy. It's just being for right now I have all RG stuff, so Regan Grimes is kind of like my athlete wear, I would say, regangrimes.com. And now I'm doing a full rebrand. Everything is Grimy, so it's Grimy X Lifestyle. It's going to be like a really cool, it's got like gym lifting accessories. We got like all the clothes. So
when's that going out?
That'll be a couple weeks. It lands here in like a week. So
okay, yeah.
Once it comes, I'll be getting a lot of content in that and redoing the website and getting it up.
And the website's going to be
at grimyxlifestyle.com.
Okay, Lundy.
Yeah,
we'll mark that. Okay,
that's
cool.
the one.
And then Instagram, obviously.
Yeah, Regan Grimes.
All right, man. Well, dude, I appreciate you taking the time. I know you probably got to eat or do something.
Yeah, actually, I do.
Do you? All right. Well, we don't need to film that, but I appreciate you coming out.
Awesome, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude.